The modern internet storefront has no closing hours, but the humans running those storefronts still have biology to contend with. Eventually, a business owner has to put the screen away and sleep. Consider an independent electronics retailer. It's 11:47 p.m., and a customer sends a WhatsApp message asking about the price and availability of a specific laptop. Because the owner has already set his phone on the nightstand for the evening, that notification sits unanswered in the dark. By the time his alarm goes off at 7 in the morning and he finally replies, the buyer has already moved on. That is a $650 sale, lost to a competitor who happened to be awake. The digital economy severely taxes human downtime. If you aren't present to reply the exact minute a buyer is ready to spend, that rest period becomes a massive revenue vacuum. Retailers have historically relied on two standard methods to plug these overnight leaks. The first is paying for a dedicated night shift employee. For a small operation, the math on a graveyard shift quickly wipes out whatever profit margin those late-night sales might generate. The second approach is the basic auto-reply. The problem is that static, rigid decision trees frustrate consumers who are asking specific questions, causing them to abandon the chat entirely. This places the independent retailer in a trap. They are forced to weigh the financial health of their store against their own physical need for sleep. To actually capture off-hours demand without destroying a profit margin, the market requires an entirely different, frictionless operational model. This is the specific gap filled by Eerina. Fast forward to the following night. It's midnight, and a new customer sends another message asking, "Do you have this?" Rather than firing back a pre-written "We are closed" text, this system operates as an active sales agent, living directly inside platforms like WhatsApp, Telegram, and web chats. When the late-night message arrives, the system instantly processes the language, extracting the exact intent and isolating the specific product. It immediately checks those parameters against live inventory and, within milliseconds, formulates a specific conversational response detailing availability and price. This architecture provides the heavy-lifting scale of software while delivering the contextual answers a shopper expects from a live human. But answering a question is only half the battle. If the customer decides to buy, the agent seamlessly pivots to capturing their delivery address and payment preferences. Eerina independently aggregates all those disparate details, verifies the information, and structures it into a finalized, secured order right there inside the chat window. And this entire complex exchange, from initial curiosity to the confirmation of terms, happens while the store owner is completely unplugged and in deep sleep. The real utility here is the ability to securely close the loop and capture revenue from start to finish without requiring a human to step in and save the sale. The following day, the alarm goes off at 7 in the morning. The owner reaches for his phone to check the overnight notifications. This time, instead of an abandoned chat log and a lost customer, he opens his dashboard to find a completed transaction waiting for fulfillment. A system like this severs the direct link between the hours an entrepreneur works and the total amount of money they can make. The store scales its output without demanding more human input. Capturing those late-night sales means the owner no longer has to sleep with one eye on his screen. The revenue flows, and he finally gets his nights back. Operating an always-on storefront requires an always-on agent. Eerina is currently accepting waitlist signups at eerina.com to help you close the gap in your own operation.